Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's April 20th, 2020, and when I woke up to Flat Earth, after I got through that 2-week period of just feeling sick to my stomach, and trying to, cope with it and go through the 5 steps of saying goodbye to myself, basically, because everything that you are right now is not what you are going to be once you figure out that the earth is flat. You're going to be a totally different person. And it wasn't one thing that did it for me. It was several things that did it for me. One of them being perspective. Yeah, sure, you go on a video, you listen to somebody, sounds pretty good, but really it's not going to be that. It's going to be your perspective of everything that you see out there, the sun and the moon. Does that really look like it's 93 million miles away? Okay. Does it look like that it's 1,000 times the size of the planet you thought you lived on? No, it doesn't. The perspective doesn't work. It's very local. It's much closer than you think. Okay. And so you're telling me that the sun and the moon are the same size over billions of years, and we had that big meteor that crashed into Earth years ago, billions of years ago, and formed this moon. Okay, that's what the scientists said. That was that they came up with a couple of different philosophies for, but that was the one that really, before I became a flat earther, that's the one that I really looked at and I said, that might very well be possible in the vacuum of space. I'm at, all right, okay. Let's take this scenario, okay. If space actually existed, okay, this zero gravity, no gravity at all whatsoever, this vacuum, okay, and something crashed into an object, and all of this debris came off of it, and then managed to this magical thing called gravity attract each other together. And then just after millions and millions of years, it just kind of turned into this perfect ball. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Okay. And that's what really probably woke me up right there. That might have been maybe 30-40% of my flat earth journey, but it just didn't make any sense. I'm like, well, wait a minute. If the gravity is zero gravity, really there's, so you're telling me gravity just appears out of nowhere? So there is an actual Goldilocks area where a stone is just so big, then it starts to create gravity? And when is that? When is that, scientists? How big does something actually have to be to create gravity? It doesn't make any sense. Zero answers, of course, from the scientists. Zero answers. Nothing. We just tell you exactly what it is. We just tell you exactly what's out there. We just show you CGI pictures of these fake planets, of the galaxies, of these, the Milky Way. So how are we able to take a picture of the Milky Way? Aren't we in the Milky Way? All of this perspective. Oh shit, look at that. I love it when the sun does this. Nice. You know what? I got to take this right now. You should be able to see it, I think. I don't know. This is great. This is a combination of chemtrails and the sun. Creates this nice halo.
Can you see that? Yeah, that's 93 million miles away with that big circle right here. Look at that. Can you see that rainbow right around there? Yeah, that's caused by moisture. That's what clouds are. Yeah, I hope you can get this. This is beautiful. Look at this thing. This is nice. Wow. I love it. Love it. That can only be created from the firmament. Yes, sir. That's right. Can't be created from anything else. I'll get into that in a minute. Hold on one sec.
Well, I really hope you were able to see that, because it really is an amazing sight. And that could only happen on a flat Earth with a firmament that's stationary. You know, and that's not all of it. I mean, there's just so much more that a flat earther goes through, you know. I mean, not only trying to explain these people who are asleep, not yet woken. I got to take his jacket off. That are not yet woken to the truth. But there's so many other layers of it. You know, I mean, there's... And he says, what a beautiful spring day, you know, and nobody, okay, that's the virus. That's another segment. We're still talking about flat Earth right now, you know, and there's so much more to it, you know. I mean, there is, you know, the truth in Hollywood, you know, there's the truth in the mountains. There's the truth in your history. What history do you have? You know, sure, they want you to believe that we were running around with candles in a house in the 1800s, but yet we have these amazing... I want you to look something up. In 1912, the Kensico Dam in Valhalla, New York, was built. Go online and take a look at that dam. Just take a look at it. And that was 1912. My grandfather, God rest his soul, my papu, as we say in Greek, was born in 1914. You know what they had back in 1912? Nothing. Barely anything. There was no TV back then. They had nothing. You know? Sure, they lived in houses, but you know what? I'm not going to get into the history because I'm not 100% sure about exactly what they had back in 1912. But I know back in the 1800s they had a candle. All right? I mean, that was all they had. They had a wood-burning stove downstairs for heat. There was no electricity. There was nothing. Okay? But yet, if you look at some of the pictures from the 1700s, you see antennas that are in these cities. That doesn't make any sense, does it? You see, now, your history, you don't even know about that, okay? So when you find out about all these truths, and then you realize why they're hiding everything. Oh, God, look at this poor old woman. I mean, she just looks like a zombie. Gloves, mask. I can't get away from it. How the fuck can we not get away from this virus shit that's going on? It's just so annoying. I've had it. I really have. It's consumed our lives because it's all around us, you know. And that was one of the main things that I was, well, not the virus, but I mean, because this just happened, but trying to get through to people. You know, to really make them understand about flat Earth, to make them understand that they've been lied to about everything. You know, as we speak right now, they are destroying our history. Well, not our history, but previous civilizations, I'm sure. Okay? I'm sure they found something and they're destroying it. All right? They're hiding it of previous technology. You know, where did mathematics come from? Did we discover mathematics? Or did we find it? The one good thing about our civilization is we're very good at dismantling something when it's already been built And reverse engineering is something that we're very good at doing. And I think this whole civilization that we're on, that we're here, and pretty much all the technology that we have right now is probably because of reverse engineering. I don't know. I don't know how to get through to these zombies now at this point. With the face masks and this virus that they've made up, that the politicians now are doctors. It's amazing. They're doctors. They obviously they must have a degree in business management, because they're telling you when you can open your business up. They're professors, of course, because they know a lot about this virus that most people don't, that you have to wear a face mask on it. But yet the MIT guys say you have to sit within a 25-foot radius of somebody. But now the supermarket just says 6 feet, So where did that come from? Okay. It's just, it's so disorganized. It's unbelievable. And people just don't see it. They listen to the news every single fucking day, and they just absorb this stupid information that doesn't make any sense at all, and listen to these politicians that are talking to you that like you're 5 years old. It's unbelievable how everybody is just falling for this. I'm sorry. I've had it. This is just unbelievable. Unbelievable how people, I'm trying to keep, there's a line to get into a bank right now, just to walk in, because they only allow a certain amount of people to go in. So you can imagine what's going on in the big box supermarkets, which we will be taking a drive to in a minute, because the reason why I'm here right now is one of the politicians announced that they are putting a temporary area where you can get tested. And I'm not really sure what exactly they're thinking they're getting tested for, but or if they've had it or something. I just want to see how many trained rats are actually lined up for this. And from what I'm seeing here with the bank, I'm sure there are quite a few. And because I passed by Starbucks and I see a fucking line all the way down the fucking street. Do you remember when Hurricane Sandy came? Remember that? All right. If you're a New Yorker, you know what I'm talking about. Hurricane Sandy wiped out the electricity here for weeks. Okay. You couldn't get gas. All right. I just remember that one. It's just like you take pictures in your head. That picture that I had in my head of cars that were lined down the thruway on the Major Deegan to get to this one gas station. It was like 3 miles long. And now these sheeples are sitting there with face masks and gloves, waiting in a line to get tested for something they don't know what the fuck it is. And it's a common flu. Because, at this point, if you get hit by a fucking truck, you've been diagnosed with COVID-19. Okay? With this virus. Oh, God. They're playing with the numbers. They're playing with all of this shit. And then I see protest. Well, all right, the one thing that was really annoying me, too, is on YouTube. Oh, the protesters. Okay. All right. I see this one video of protesters, which it's just unbelievable. A bunch of guys or families or whatever on the sidewalk with American flags protesting against the politicians so they can open their business up. Yeah, it looked like the 4th of July parade, for crying out loud. Okay, see, that's what I'm saying. These people are probably paid for it. All right, just like when Trump got into his presidency, you had a bunch of 20-year-olds down in New York City, protesting in front of his hotel, and those were paid. Those are not real. Come on, they're not real. All right. The true people that are going to be the protesters to fight this complete nonsense are the people that have just had enough. Okay. Enough of this nonsense. Enough of this bullshit. Enough of having their business shut down. Enough of having nobody being able to go out and act themselves anymore. Enough of having people just sitting here like sheeple wearing face masks for no reason at all while they're outside breathing in this beautiful spring air. That's the people that are going to wake the fuck up, and those are the people that are the true protesters. Not the protesters that are sitting there with fucking American flags doing shit, okay? Like it's a fucking parade. No. These are the true protesters that are going to be out there. And these are the people the politicians are going to have to fucking worry about, because these are the people that are getting pissed off. These are the people that own small businesses. These are the people that need money. These are the people that need people coming inside of their business, sitting down and not within a 6-foot radius and having an area where you're not allowed to be in because you're 6 feet away of this social distancing. No, these are the people that are going to be the true protesters. None of this shit fucking around, okay? Because that's about to happen. So you politicians better fucking open up these businesses soon, because you have a very short period of time. You might be able to give people checks and all this other shit and do whatever you need to do, but it's not going to work for very long. There's only going to be it's a breaking point at this point for most people. We've been trained. Our whole society has been trained to work. And that's what Flat Earth is all about. You know, we're here. We're being judged in everything that we're doing. You chose to be here. I don't know why you decided to come here. I don't know why I decided to come here, but we wanted to come here. And that goes back to my video with the genie in a bottle. Okay. For the time being, we're here and we need to work. I understand you're with your family right now, and that's great, but there's only so much you can take of that, right? I don't know. I kind of lost my concentration on where this video was going, but I wanted to say hi to everybody. I want to make sure, everybody's all right. I mean, it's just, it's madness here in New York. I mean, it's fucking madness. It's madness. It's madness to see. It's sad. Madness and sad is the best way to describe this to you. And I'll show you the sadness right now. I'll show you the sadness right now. People are waiting in line. I mean, it's no big deal. I'm sure it probably is in your town too, or your village. Definitely in your state. To have somebody take an alcohol swab, or swab and swab their mouth with something to test. Give their information to the, city and wait for a result, which technically really should be done then. Don't we have the technology right now to figure out all of this shit? I mean, really, we don't have the technology to figure out whether or not you're tested positive or negative for something that, immediately. I mean, it's got to be given to a different office somewhere, God knows where, and then you find out in 5 fucking days. Wake the fuck up, people, please. Just wake the fuck up. I don't know. It's unbelievable how trained people are. And it's all right. It's all right. They'll wake up at some point, but until then, us flat earthers have to deal with this nonsense. Walking into a supermarket with a face mask, sitting 6 feet away from somebody, arguing with people at this point. Oh, yeah, I was right. Here they are. Here they are. This is just unbelievable. I can't believe they're fucking lined up for this. This is great. Okay. Let's just see here.
Hi, what's this line for? You gonna get an injection? For what?
What do you think?
I don't know. The virus? They're lined up here to get an injection? I mean, you've got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. No, please tell me this isn't true. To get an injection, what fucking inject? What is there? Please. Oh my. Hold on. So, from what I understood from, that guy was Irish, by the way. I like that accent, right? That's great. He was pointing to his arm. I don't know if you could see that. And they were getting injected, apparently. I didn't realize that. I thought they were actually getting tested to see if you have this virus. And they're lined up, as you can see the line. Like sheeple. Going to the supermarket to buy some toilet paper. I thank you for subbing. I thank you for viewing my videos and let me be a part of your life.